You think that by each of one of us working on ourselves, doing our inner work, would end up affecting the collective? Is that
Well, you have just effect in numbers. I mean, if enough people do it, it adds up. But there is a possibility of another mechanism that Rupert Sheldrake pointed out, that when people are doing something, and learning new ways, that it's creating something that he called a morphogenetic field. So that we sort of, create a field that then starts influencing other people, whether or not they themselves are doing inner work. That was the hundreds monkey kind of theory. And also the Indians believe, for example, that the yogis who are in the Himalayas, maybe not leaving their cave, just doing some really profound meditation, that they are actually contributing somehow to peace in the world. That because we are not just discussing sort of a material action in the world, but also the psychological impact. There are studies now showing that by meditation, for example, you can influence the crime rate. Transcendental meditators did some studies, like in Chicago, when people do group meditation, you can sort of influence what is happening in the city, or remote healing. Those are not, some kind of a woo-woo fantasies these days, but there are studies suggesting that something like that is possible. And the last thing I would like to mention is about the date, the 2012, the 21st of December. So if we talk astrology, the astrological transits, they don't happen just on one particular day or a particular minute. They kind of building up. They start, they building up, reach a culmination, and then they sort of fade away. And those are the ordinary planetary transits. But what the Mayans would be talking about is really has to do with galactic astrology, which is the winter solstice getting aligned with the axis of the galaxy. So that kind of transit would be really probably expanded over several decades. So in a sense, we would already be in that transformation or in the destructive process, whichever way you want to see it. Again, the interesting thing is that in the concept of the apocalypse, which you find in the New Testament, that term apocalypse also does not really describe material destruction the way it's usually sort of portrayed, but it means literally revelation, sort of revelation of some kind of a secret, sacred knowledge, to people. So
let's hope
we will see when we get there.
Let's hope we do here. It helps in a way to.
It's a very interesting concept, and if it would contribute to the fact that people would do some inner work, whether it was sort of true prophecy or not, it would certainly be very useful and helpful.
I want to thank you very much, Dr. Grof, for being here for this interview, but especially for coming to Spain to teach this module again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.